Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing very well today. So today's video I'm super excited to do. I look forward to filming this video each and every year. This is the top 3 favorite makeup products in every category. So I did film this last year. I want to say I even filmed it the year before that and possibly even the year before that. So I have done this video many times here on my channel, but I love doing it because, as I'm sure you go through this as well, your makeup preferences certainly change and your favorites will change as well. And I love just kind of seeing, after I do like a recalibrate, I love seeing which products still kind of reign supreme and then what products have been dethroned or taken off of the favorite list, if you know what I mean. Something to keep in mind while I go over my favorites are that I don't have a category for every single thing because I don't always wear certain products, or I don't really care about certain products. I could care less as far as having a favorite in that category or not. Like I could kind of take it or leave it type of thing. For instance, an example of that would be like eyeshadow primer. I kind of don't really care as long as I have an eyeshadow primer. I do have favorites, but I don't have top 3 favorites. So anyways, but I also want to mention that I will try to, this is going to be so many products, but I will try to link everything down below. Some of those links may be affiliated links, which means if you do shop through the links, I do receive a small commission. If you choose to do that, I want to thank you so much for supporting me and my channel. However, there is no pressure to shop through those links, but it is there for your reference, for your information, all the things. So let's go ahead and get started. This is always such a long video. So firstly, primers. I love gripping primers, and I think without question you guys can probably predict this. My favorite gripping primer is the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I love this one so much. There's so many things I love about it. I love the texture. I love how gripping primers just feel really nice and cool and refreshing on the skin, but this one does a really great job at gripping your makeup, but it's not so sticky that you have to, wait for it to set in, 5-10 minutes before going in with makeup. I can put this on, wait a good minute, and then go in with foundation, and it does such a great job at prolonging my makeup. So wanted to mention that one. A primer that I feel like has been a favorite of mine for many years now, and this is kind of disgusting because this is the one I've had since I've always mentioned this, but this is the Rare Beauty Always an Optimist Illuminating Primer. But as you can see, I am seriously almost done with this one, so I'm hoping to finish this one by the end of the year. I do think I want to make it a goal to finish this because it's just been kind of sitting in my everyday makeup drawer. I haven't put it back into my collection because I really do want to finish this one. But this is such a beautiful glowy primer. If you are someone who likes to glow but you don't want to feel greasy, or you don't want it to feel too heavy on your skin, I think you will really enjoy this one. I love that it's kind of like a gel texture but has a little bit of a glow. It's kind of like a pearly glow, so it's not goldeny, it's not rose gold, it's definitely more of like a pearl, and it is just very beautiful and wears beautifully underneath makeup as well. And then I love a blurring primer, and I feel like that's kind of the categories I like to go in. I like something that's gripping, I like something that's maybe glowy, and then something that's pore blurring. And the one that I pulled out, because this is probably my favorite at the moment, is the Huda Beauty Easy Blur Primer. I did decide to go ahead and pick this one up kind of last minute, and I'm so glad that I did because I actually really enjoy this formula. I love that it does kind of feel like a silicone primer, but it isn't silicone based. This has a really nice, just kind of gel texture, but it smooths into the skin very nicely. I don't notice that it's like dragging or anything like that. It kind of gives me similar vibes to the NYX Freezy primer, but I much prefer this one to that one. It also reminds me of the Wet n Wild Impossible primer. Again, I still prefer this formula. I feel like that concept is such a great concept because it's something that's very unique, but I feel like Huda Beauty definitely kind of mastered that formulation. So love this one so far, and I wanted to kind of put it in that blurring primer category. For foundations, I would say these are definitely my holy grails, and I think this one has since been discontinued possibly, which makes me very sad. I think that there are limited shades on Sephora's website, but I do seriously love this one so much, and it's from Shiseido. This is the Synchro Skin Radiant Lifting Foundation. This one is just such a beautiful foundation on the skin. I will try my best to find a link for this. Because if this is still available, I really hope that you can try it out, because this is a beautifully formulated foundation. This is going to be a natural finish. It's very fresh on the skin. You're going to get really great coverage. This is anywhere between medium to full coverage, but it's going to look like skin. It's not going to look heavy. It's not going to look cakey. It wears super well on the skin as well. This was actually what I decided to wear for Thanksgiving, and I was so pleased with my choice. So really love this one, and I do wear the shade 220 Linen, by the way. Then we have another foundation that is seriously just near and dear to my heart, and I have basically decided that I will always have a Asian Beauty type of tinted moisturizer in my collection. So last time I did have the Misha BB cream. This time I do have the Mizon BB cream, and this is a Korean brand. I want to say Misha is also a Korean brand, but this is their Snail Repair Intensive BB cream, and this has SPF 50, which is really nice to get that added sun protection. But what I love about this so much is that it will give you good coverage. So it's going to be, I would say, a good medium coverage. It's a really good, just kind of medium, middle of the road type of foundation coverage wise. But what I love so much about this is that it doesn't matter the state of my skin. I could have dry patches, I could have acne, I could have lots of redness or texture, like so many different things going on with my skin, and this one will always make my skin look good regardless. This is just such a fabulous product. I experienced the same thing with the Misha, but I do think I like this one from Mizon even better. And I actually need to finish this one up very soon, but you can see here I have used so much of this product. This is actually one that I decide to travel with pretty often because it is in a nice squeezy tube. But yes, this is so good, and I picked mine up, I believe, through YesStyle, which I do recommend. Then lastly, another foundation. This has also been a longtime favorite of mine. This is from Haus Labs. This is the Triclone Skin Tech Foundation, and sadly this is the same one that I recommended a few years ago, so I'm sorry if that's gross, but it takes me a really long time to get through my makeup because I don't do like project panning or anything. I much prefer doing shop my stashes or everyday makeup drawers where I'm rotating through my collection. So the reason I do that is because I feel like I actually get more use out of my collection that way, rather than focusing on or fixating on like 10 to 12 products throughout the entire year, because I feel like I'll end up neglecting the rest of my collection if I do that. So I take a long time to get through my products, unfortunately, but going back to this foundation, this is beautiful. This is very similar to the Shiseido, so I would probably recommend this one if that one is not available anymore, because this one is still going to give you that great medium to full coverage. It's going to have a natural finish to it. It's not going to look heavy. It's not going to look cakey. It wears really well. The shade range on this one is also just absolutely wonderful. So yes, I highly recommend this one. It's so fresh on the skin. It wears well. I mean, all of the good things to say about this one for sure. For concealer, I had a clear winner this year, and this probably was a winner last year as well, but the clear winner this year has been my NYX Bare With Me Concealer Serum. I have used so much of this one this year. I do wear the shade Light in this one. By the way, in the Mizon, I'm shade number 21, and then in the Haus Labs, I'm shade 110 Light Neutral. But this NYX concealer is just so stunning underneath the eyes. That is primarily where I put concealer. Sometimes I'll put concealer here and here just to kind of further cover some, acne that I have here or discoloration from acne in the past. But anyways, this one does such a great job underneath the eyes because it isn't so like it has a really nice, just kind of like hydrating texture where it isn't super like thick or cakey underneath the eyes. I feel like it does a really great job at giving coverage, but also not sacrificing so much coverage where you're actually caking up the under eye, if that makes sense. This is another one that I have often traveled with as well, because I just know that this is going to look good on my skin no matter what. So I have gotten so much use out of this one, and I've been wanting to reach for it nonstop, to be honest. Then the second concealer is one that kind of snuck up on me. I feel like I've tried this one in the past and wasn't super into it. And then I tried it again this year, and I'm so glad that I did, because this is an absolutely beautiful concealer. This is from Catrice. It's their True Skin High Cover Concealer. I have just heard so many great things about this one that I was like, you know what? I want to try this one out again because so many people rave about it. I wear the shade 010 Cool Cashmere, and let me tell you, I'm so glad that I decided to give this one another go because it's beautiful. This is such a beautiful, beautiful concealer underneath the eyes. You can pick up Catrice from Amazon, by the way, so just something to note, from their website or from Amazon. You cannot find them in Ulta anymore, unfortunately. But yes, this one is great. Similar things to say about this one as the NYX one. It's going to look good underneath the eyes every single time. It's just really nice and hydrating. It doesn't look thick or cakey underneath the eyes. So yes, I just really love this one as well. And then finally, this has also been a longtime favorite of mine. This is the Morphe Filter Effect Soft Radiance Concealer. This has been up there in my favorites for such a long time. I think since like 2021. So this has definitely been a long time that I've loved this one. I am just so happy with this concealer. I feel like this one, it's going to be a little bit more drying than the NYX, than the Catrice. However, it's still not going to completely dry me out underneath there. So I do recommend this one. I do wear the shade Light 6 Neutral in this. Okay, so for powder, I did decide to just stick to some loose powders because that is what I use pretty much daily. I stick to loose powders. Every now and then I'll use pressed powders, but still I wanted to keep it to what I actually use. The first loose powder that I love is the Makeup by Mario. This is the Surreal Skin Soft Blur Setting Powder. I love this one so much. I actually recently just got this during the most recent Sephora sale. So glad that I did. This is so nice and blurring on the skin. So yes, I do wear the shade 2 Neutral Light. I will say this isn't the most like long wearing powder, in the sense of, I feel like if you have oily skin, you might still struggle with your oils coming through, but this does give a really nice blurred effect to your skin. So I don't have oily skin, I have combination, and I haven't really tested that during the heat of summer. So I feel like I need to try that out next year, but for right now, it's doing a great job, but I wonder how it will be at combating oils later on. Do you know what I mean? Another powder, it's actually not the CoverGirl one. I went ahead and decanted the powder into this because I didn't care for the container, but this is the Makeup Revolution Translucent Setting Powder, and that is what's in here. I love this powder so much. I feel like I'm always interchanging between like the Makeup by Mario, or I have like a Laura Mercier one, I have the Huda one, and then I'm always going back to this one because this one does such a great job at setting the skin, but it doesn't make your skin look dry. It doesn't, you know, take away any type of, you know, glow that you have. I just feel like it sets the skin in a way that, you know, helps with creasing and wearability and longevity, all of that, but it's not going to completely just make you completely matte or dry. So the Makeup Revolution Translucent Loose Setting Powder is such a win for me. Another powder that I love so much is the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder as well. I really love this powder. I actually used to have it in this little travel size here, and I finally finished it up on my recent vacation, and I noticed every time I would wear this, my skin would look so just airbrushed. My makeup would last so long throughout the day, and I always felt just very confident that my makeup is going to last very well. So I wanted to get that in the full size, and I was actually lucky enough to find it at TJ Maxx. So I got this and a powder puff, and it was like $14.99, so such a great deal. Now I have a full size of the Laura Mercier setting powder, and this one again is just such a staple. I feel like it was highly rated for so many years for a good reason. Like, it's really good. Okay, now let's get into cream bronzer. So I do have cream bronzers as well as powder bronzers. I am someone who, I have both. I feel like I use and see both of those things as different things in my collection. So the first one, this is actually a liquid. This is the Makeup by Mario. This is the Soft Sculpt Bronzing and Shaping Serum. I do have the shade Light Medium. This is definitely something that I use more so as a liquid bronzer, and I have loved using it that way. I feel like it gives a really nice glow to the skin, but also bronzes up the complexion as well. Something really cool about this product is you can use it as so many different ways, depending of course on the shade that you get. So I myself decided to get this in a deeper shade, and so I'm able to use this as a liquid bronzer. However, if you get it in your shade, you can actually wear it as a kind of like a bronzing liquid or something that's going to give you some glow to your skin. And there's just so many different things that you can use this product for. It's very multi-purpose. So that's kind of the beauty of this one, but as a liquid bronzer, it's beautiful. It definitely has a more like gel-like consistency to it. But yes, I love this. This is beautiful. I want to say that also came out this year and I've really enjoyed it. Another cream bronzer is definitely this one here. This is the NARS Laguna Bronzing Cream. I do wear the shade Laguna 01. I love, 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 love this stuff. This is so good. Again, this is another one that I tend to bring with me traveling because I don't worry about it breaking or anything because it's plastic, but I still feel like this is something that I can trust. I know that when I go in with this cream bronzer, it's not going to look heavy or muddy or anything like that. It's just going to look perfect every time. So I love this one so much. And then the other cream bronzer that I love is from LYS, and this is their No Limits cream bronzer in the shade Motivate. Mine looks kind of like gross because I've had to push mine back in. I'm afraid that it's getting loose on the component in here, but this one is such a great formula as well. I will say that if I'm not able to fix this, I might declutter this, and I don't know if I would repurchase it because that's just so frustrating to me, because I have so many other products that work really well. So anyways, this is still a great formula though. This is the most creamiest cream bronzer I've ever tried. This is so creamy, it's so blendable. The shade range is also great because LYS does a really great job at doing that. So I cannot recommend this one enough. However, just keep in mind the packaging can sometimes get a little bit finicky, but if you're able to kind of work around that and get past that, it is a great, great formula for a cream bronzer. And for powder bronzers, another one that released this year that I just love so much is the NYX Buttermelt Bronzer. This one I have is in the shade All Butted Up, and it's just so beautiful. I love that it's a bronzer, but it's not just a matte bronzer. It's going to give you some dimension to the skin. It's going to give you some glow, some luminosity, some dimension. So I am really, really pleased with this bronzer release from NYX this year. Another powder bronzer that I really could not stop using this year is the bronzer from Kosas. This is the Sun Show bronzer in the shade Beachy. Very similar vibes to the NYX in the sense of it is going to give you a glow. And I love that about this because it's a baked formula. And I feel like baked powders are some of the most beautiful on the skin because they are going to look more than just a powder. It's going to give you some dimension. It's going to give you some glow. And I feel like you get a little bit more for your money when you get baked products because it's going to look so dimensional on the skin. So love, love, love this one from Kosas. It is a little bit more warm toned, and very sunny on the skin. So I love this one for spring and summer. Something I actually discovered, and I found this randomly at the flea market, but it's JCat Beauty, which JCat Beauty is sold on Ulta. On the app, and this is their Golden Soleil baked bronzer in the shade Bora Bora Beach. So here's what the component looks like. Very similar vibes to the Kosa. You guys clearly see that I have a pattern here of what I like. I like a baked formula, something that's really nice and glowy. And this one really does give a really nice glow to the skin. I also love that this is a little bit more warm toned and kind of goldeny on the skin. So this one is such a gem, and I feel like for the very affordable price tag, I had to mention it. Another one that I love is the one from Flower Beauty. This one definitely kind of reminds me of that as well. All right, for blush, I did the same thing as bronzers. I have cream and liquid blushes as well as powder blushes. For cream, one that's not even new, however, I fell in love with it this year because it was in, I think, an everyday makeup drawer, and I was like, wow, this is such a good cream blush, and it's the one from Milani. This is the Cheek Kiss cream blush in the shade Nude Kiss, and I was in love with this in 2021, and I kind of again rediscovered it this year. I played around with it more this year, and I have come to the conclusion again that this is just such a great formula. Like, talk about a cream blush that applies to the skin so beautifully. It has a beautiful finish, and it's going to last all day, seriously, on your skin. So this is such a good one. I really wish that they would come out with some more shades, because I want to say they still only have 4 or 5 colors. So it would be great if they could expand that. And then I have 2 liquid blushes. I've come to the conclusion that I feel like I prefer liquid to creams when it comes to blush. Of course, I had to mention my Rare Beauty liquid blushes. I feel like these are always going to be a favorite for me. My favorite shade is the shade Hope. I think it's just the most beautiful, just kind of like peachy pink for every single day. I love this formula. I love how pigmented it is. I love that you can get so much pigment right off the bat. You guys know how much I love blush, so this is definitely a winner for me. And then L'Oreal this year came out with this formula. This is the Le Liquid Blush, the Lumi Le Liquid Blush from L'Oreal, and this is absolutely stunning. I love the shade that I picked up, which is the shade Dewy Bright Pink. And this is such a good liquid blush formula. It is super pigmented, it's matte as well, so it's going to go on the skin just really nice, and like, I don't know if it's like powder-like, but it definitely doesn't look overly dewy or glowy or anything like that. It's still going to dry down, which is really nice, but I love the pigmentation level of this one. So highly recommend these from L'Oreal. Then for powder blushes, you know, I had to talk about these. I feel like I've talked about them pretty much ever since I got the little set this year. So Kosas, I said that so weird. Kosas came out with a little holiday blush set, and it came with 3 mini blushes, and these are the Blushes Life blushes, and my favorite one from the set is Euphoria. I have gotten so much use out of this one. I love how versatile this shade is. I can wear this with neutral looks, colorful looks, cool toned looks, maybe warm toned looks, but man, this is beautiful. And similar thing to the Kosas Baked Bronzer, same thing. It's just such a nice formula. So I had to mention this. I have literally been obsessed with these ever since I got that set. A blush that I picked up, I think last year, it's this Dior. This is the Rosy Glow blush in the shade Rosewood. This is so much because of the color. I think the formula is great as well, don't get me wrong, but I don't think this is worth $40, but the formula, or excuse me, but the shade is so beautiful. I feel like when I think of blush, I think of this type of rosy, kind of like mauve-y, but still kind of nude blush color. This is absolutely stunning, and I have been impressed with the formula, but I don't think it's worth $40. But I do really like this one, and I love just having a Dior blush in my collection. Not gonna lie, it feels good to have this because obviously this is more luxurious. It's definitely nice to kind of treat yourself sometimes, but this is a really beautiful shade mainly. Another blush that I feel like has been a favorite of mine for some time now are the Bare Minerals Blonzers. My favorite shade, I do have 4 of the shades, I believe. My favorite shade is Kiss of Pink. I just feel like it goes with the most, and it also is something that I can wear all year long. Some products, especially color cosmetics, they seem more spring and summer to me, or fall and winter. This is one that I feel like I could get away with using all year round, which I love. And this formula is so nice because yes, it is a powder blush, but it's going to go on the skin and it's going to give you some glow, which I love. I love when products have a little bit more dimension to them. They don't just look, you know, dry on your skin. They look like you actually, you know, put it on your skin and then it becomes one with your skin, if that makes sense. And I do feel like the bronzers from Bare Minerals really do that. So really, really love this one. And this is another one that's been a favorite for a while. For highlighter, you guys, this is probably so funny because I feel like I did a Get Ready With Me and I featured this highlight and I was like, I don't know. Well, then I used it on my own a few times and I was like, wow, this is great. And that is the Fenty Beauty. This is the Demi Glow Light Diffusing Highlighter in the shade Pretty Pearls. Absolutely stunning, you guys. This is beautiful. This is such a great formula. Again, because it's that baked formula, it's going to just look like one on your skin and it's going to sink into the skin. It's not going to look powdery. And this is a highlight though for highlight lovers. So you have to be okay with glowing from space, literally, because this is super glowy. But I love that. I personally never got over the highlighting, you know, step in my routine. I really recommend these from Fenty. They're beautiful. Another highlighter. This is really random, so I apologize, but this has literally been a favorite of mine this year. And it also is something that I've been gravitating towards pretty regularly. And it's this one from AOA Studio. This is from Shop Missy. If you're not familiar, Shop Missy is a store. It's a online store, but also a brick and mortar. And it is a store that has pretty much everything between $1.25 and $10. It's very affordable. They have a lot of different things. They have makeup, of course. They have some skincare. They have like travel essentials. They have stickers. They have headbands and hair clips and nail stuff. I mean, so many different things. It's literally like walking into a very big Claire's, but like with makeup that is actually good. And I love how affordable it is because, again, a lot of the stuff is like $1.25, $1.50, $1, $2, what have you. And this highlight is from AOA Studio. AOA Studio is arguably the best brand within Shop Missy, so I always look for them whenever I'm shopping there. But this is their Everglow highlighter, and this is in the shade Twilight. And this is so stunning on the skin. I know it doesn't look like much in the pan, but it is beautiful. It looks very glass-like on the skin. And I'm wondering with the packaging, I'm like, were they trying to go for Dior or something? Like, I was trying to figure that out. And honestly, it's very good that I'm like, maybe this is supposed to be a dupe. I don't know. This is beautiful though. And the shade Twilight is stunning. So hopefully they still have these. If you have never been to Shop Missy, I highly recommend that you visit the store. Take like your nieces or something with you, or your daughters, or what have you, your friends, because it is seriously such a blast to go through there. So I love this highlighter this year, and it's kind of random, I know, but I love it. And then my third highlight, this is a placeholder. Like, I love these, the ones that I'm going to talk about, but it's really just a placeholder. I have been obsessed with very colorful highlights this year. Ever since I started going to, my husband and I, we love going to markets. It's like one of our favorite things to do. And not recently, I would say over the past year, we have been obsessed with going to like different horror markets. And so my husband and I, we really enjoy scary movies. I especially love watching like classic scary movies. And because of that, these horror markets have been very intriguing for us. They sell so many different things, earrings and cups, and I mean, so many different things. It's not just horror stuff. A lot of it is though. But because of that, I've been wanting to be super experimental with my makeup, with like playing with color and maybe using colors that I never would really use, right? And part of that has been incorporating some more colorful highlights, glittery highlights, iridescent, or, you know, kind of like holographic highlights, if you will. And so these two from Profusion have been my loves. These are the Casper collection highlights. And so this one is Fabulous, which definitely has kind of like a pinky purple kind of hue to it. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but it definitely has like a shift. So stunning. And then the other one, which this one is probably my favorite, this is Ghosting You. And it does say here on the back that these are holographic highlighters. And this one has more of a blue shift to it. So it is just so beautiful. And Profusion has done a really great job with their highlights. The Peanuts Halloween collection highlighter is so beautiful as well. These definitely have more glitter and sparkle to them, but they're so amazing, especially with just more colorful eye looks. I've also been loving the ColourPop and Twilight Super Shock highlighters. So really this section of highlights is just colorful highlights or holographic highlighters or highlighters that have like glitter in them, something like that, because I've been loving just being more festive with my highlight, especially this year. Okay, so after highlights, I did want to mention for eyeshadow, I'm hoping to do the top 3 in every category eyeshadow palette edition. I think I did that last year, and so I'm hoping to do that again this year. So I won't cover eyeshadow palettes in this video. I'm really sorry if you were counting on that, but I'm hoping to do that video again this year. And so stay tuned for that. But if not, I will link down below the one that I did last year, and it's the top 3 in every category eyeshadow palette edition. So I will link it down below so you can check out last year's. But anyways, now let's get into brow products. So for brows, I'm very simple. I literally just pulled out some brow pencils as well as a brow powder palette. So I still love the ABH Brow Wiz. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. I wear the shade medium brown. This is such a workhorse product for me. And then my favorite probably is the Wet n Wild retractable brow pencil. I do wear the shade medium brown as well. And this one, I have gone through so many of this brow pencil. It's amazing. And then lately I've been loving using this e.l.f. like little brow powder palette or a quad. And this is in the shade dark brown. I have been using the heck out of this brow powder here, but you have another brow powder and like a pomade and then like a wax. Hopefully they still sell these. I don't know if they do, but hopefully they do, because this is such a great little quad if you are someone who likes using powders in your brows. Sometimes it is just so much quicker to fill in with powders, and I always love saving time, especially in the mornings for work. So really, really love this powder from e.l.f. Okay, then for eyeshadow primer, my favorite would probably be the MAC Painterly Paint Pot. Just saying, I love that one. And then I did want to give kind of like a shout out to my NYX glitter glue. This is something, or glitter primer. This is something I use every single day pretty much. And it's something that I always count on and using whenever, especially I'm going to put on a shimmer. This helps prevent fallout. This helps just kind of like make your eye look more impactful. It's going to make the shimmers adhere to the lid. I mean, so many great things about this one. So I wanted to mention this. For mascara, I have ones, I went ahead and just went with ones that are already open in my collection. These are not necessarily my top 3 like ever. It's just more so like from what's open in my collection, these are my top 3. Firstly, the NARS Climax Mascara. Randomly enough, I've been loving this one. This one, I love the brush. I'm actually considering buying the full size. I think it's currently on sale at Ulta. And actually I'm filming this the day after Black Friday, by the way. So, but anyways, this is just so good. This is so good. I love how it just makes my lashes look so just thick and voluminous, and it does lengthen. Keep in mind, I was blessed with really nice, just like curled long lashes. I say that not to boast. I say it because a lot of mascaras work for me. I will say the thing that I look for now most of all is if it smudges or smears underneath my, like on my under eye. This one doesn't. I will say maybe if it's really, really, really late, but for the most part, this does not smudge. So I've been really happy with that one. Another one that I really love, I just love Ilia mascaras so much. This is the Ilia Fullest Volumizing Mascara. And this is another mini, but I also love the shape of this brush so much. I love brushes that are natural bristled hairs. I feel like that is, or natural bristle hair, I don't know. I feel like those wands usually do a really great job at just like lifting the lashes and providing volume. So Really love this one from Ilia. And then lately, because this one's opened and I've been trying it, this is from CoverGirl, and this is their Lash Blast Cleantopia Mascara in Ultramarine Black. I've really been loving this one as well. I love the slight blue tint that this provides onto the lids, and I feel like it's really nice for your more like neutral looks, but you're wanting just to kind of add a little bit of something right to your lids or to your eye look. This will kind of give you that slight blue tint. I also love it for kind of like more wintry eye, like wintry, frosty type of eye looks. For instance, like the one I'm wearing today, I did use this one and I feel like it really does bring out those like frosty tones. So really love this one and wanted to mention it. For eyeliner, I don't really wear that many, but there were 3 that I did use this year that I would say are definitely my favorites. And I feel like for formula and everything, they're just really good. So this one is from Pixi, and this is the Endless Silky Eye Pen, and this is in the shade Rose Glow. I really do like this one. I will put this one mainly on my lower lash line just to kind of add a little bit of something on the lower lash line. I love that this is neutral, but it's glowy, so it's going to give a little bit of a glow on the under eyes, so I really do like this one. And then something that I really like as well whenever I am wanting to wear eyeliner is this one from Sephora. This is the 12-Hour Colorful Crayon Contour. So this is the contour eye pencil, and it's in the shade Tiramisu. This is a great, great eyeliner. It wears so well on the eyes, on the lower lash line, on the waterline. I mean, this is just really good, and I also love the shade so much. So wanted to mention that. And then this year, I think it was, ColourPop came out with their multi-chrome eyeliners. I have most of them, and I just pulled out this one for an example, but this one is like the more like blue kind of multi-chrome. And these are so good. Again, it's going to give you a little bit something to your eye look where you can kind of see that you added something on the lower lash line, and these also wear extremely well. So they have like a blue shifty one, which is Power Trip, which is this one. They have like a green kind of shifty one, a purpley more shifty one. So they are beautiful, highly recommend. Okay, for lip products, we have really just 2 categories here. The first category is going to be like more lip gloss or lip oil kind of combination. And so firstly, the NYX Fat Oil Lip Drips. These are still my favorites. This one specifically is in the shade Follow Back. I still really, really love this formula. This is really nice and just kind of like pillowy and cushiony on the lips. It's a little bit thicker, so it's going to last a little bit longer than just a traditional lip gloss. And these are also really nice and hydrating on the lips, so I do love that especially. And also the shades that they came out with are so good. And then this year, I actually discovered this formula and I love it. I love it so much. These are the Milk Makeup Odyssey. Here we go, the Odyssey Lip Oil Glosses, and this is in the shade Quest. I did pick up a set that's still available, I believe, and it came with this and 2 other shades. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. I love this formula so much. It's again kind of similar to the NYX in the sense of it's cushiony on the lips. It's going to be nice and hydrating, and because it's a little bit thicker, it's going to last really well on the lips as well. So I really love this one. And then probably my favorite, like, wow, am I so in love with this lip gloss. Like, I watch It's Just Stuff here on YouTube. She is seriously one of my favorite YouTubers ever. I just love her channel so much. I love how makeup obsessed she is, especially how obsessed she is with eyeshadow palettes, especially indie palettes. I feel like she's really inspired me with creating some fun, just like vibrant looks with indie eyeshadow. And anyways, she always talks about the Lawless Forget the Filler lip glosses, and she's always talking about them, and literally almost every single video it comes up somehow. And during the last Sephora sale, I was like, you know what, I should try one. I have the shade Rosy Outlook, which is just a clear, but I'm someone who, I don't love lip combos. I'm someone who just kind of throws on a lip and that's it. And so I like something that's a lip gloss that has more like pigment to it. So I can wear it like an actual lip product without having to go in with a lip liner or lipstick or anything like that. And so this one is in the shade, let's see, Maple Sugar. And this is the Lawless Forget the Filler Lip Plumping Line Smoothing Gloss. And this is gorgeous, gorgeous. This is the shade Maple Sugar. Oh my God, this is so good. I recently went on a trip. I went to Florida to go visit my dad, and I was reapplying this like crazy, I am someone who does not reapply lip products. Like I put it on and then that's it. Like every now and then I'll reapply it, but for the most part I put it on, and if it fades away, I'm going with like a Summer Fridays lip balm throughout the day. And I was reapplying this. So we were out and about, I was reapplying this because it is so beautiful. It makes your lips so just, so scrumptious, like everything. It looks so nice and smooth on the lips. And so I just really, really wanted to mention this because this is seriously a favorite. I want like every shade now, and the more like color looking ones, like the ones that are more pigmented, because this is so, so beautiful. Maple Sugar, highly recommend. Okay. Then we have more, like their lipsticks kind of. I haven't really been wearing lipsticks that much this year. I've been definitely more into glosses and lip oils and lip balms, or things that are more like a lipstick lip gloss hybrid, if you will. And so I wanted to mention, I've really been liking these ever since I got them from the ColourPop Frosty collection. These are the, what are they? The So Juicy Plumping Gloss Bombs. So the Frosty the Snowman collection came with a few colors, and I've been loving them. So this one is in the shade, oh, here we go, All Melted, which is like a pretty purple mauve color. And these are really, really nice on the lips. Like so hydrating. The plump is almost kind of cooling. It feels kind of nice. And these also smell like sugar cookie, which is really nice. This shade is in Feeling Like Frosty. It's like a beautiful kind of like sheer red. Oh, it's so good. And then this one is in the shade Frozen, which is kind of like a lighter pink. I kind of want to put some on because I feel like my lips are feeling a little bit dry. I just have a Merit lipstick right now in the shade Fashion on. Beautiful. And what I love about these is they have that slight plumping to them, but it's like a really nice sensation. It doesn't hurt or anything like that. I'm a baby when it comes to stuff like that. These do not hurt. So I've been loving these So Juicy Plumping Lip Gloss Bombs, or lip balm bombs from them. I don't know what that was. The title is so long, okay? But I've been loving those. And then also Revlon. They came back out with these. I'm so excited. These are the Revlon Super Lustrous Lip Shines, and this is in the shade Rum Raisin. Really, really beautiful. And this is the type of formula I'm talking about. It's a lipstick, but it's really nice and glossy on the lips. So beautiful. Rum Raisin, I feel like, is a classic. I also love the white packaging that they went with. So yes, love this. And then of course I have to mention my Maracuja Juicy Lips. I just kind of grabbed one. I have literally so many in this cup behind me. And so I just grabbed the shade Cranberry, but honestly, I just love all of them. And I use these all the time. They're just so good. So wanted to mention those because that's really what I've been gravitating towards, are like these juicy lip balms, these more like glossy lipsticks. Do you know what I mean? They're just so much more comfortable, but beautiful and sheer on the lips. Like that is like my favorite. Something like a sheer berry or a sheer red or a rose, like something like that. I love it. Okay, we have one more category. I'm seriously so tired of sitting here and filming, but we have one more category. So let's close this out, shall we? Setting sprays. So I really like this one from e.l.f. As you can see, I use this every day as a primer spray. This is their Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray. So this one, a lot of people probably use this to set their skin. I actually use this to prime the skin, and I like it that way. I do. I don't know if I would repurchase this. I feel like This is something where I like it for that purpose because, and I have it, which is why I'm using it, but I don't know if it like is something I need, but honestly we'll see, because I might miss this when it's done, because the mist is really nice, especially after you're finishing your especially before you're about to go in with your makeup. So I really like this one for priming, actually. And then for setting, this is a very, very old setting spray that I have in my collection. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter. This is the summer solstice one. I realize that this is very old, but it still works just fine. But really just the Urban Decay All Nighter is so good. Like, that's the one. This is gonna last all day. It's gonna lock your makeup into place. So I did want to mention this. And then for a dewy moment, I think my favorite would have to be the Peach and Lily Glass Skin Veil Mist. This is beautiful. It has a really, really great mist to it. I don't know if you'd be able to see that, but it has a really nice mist to it. And it also does give your skin a really, really nice glow. Do not go too heavy-handed with this one, because again, it does become pretty glowy. But if you're a little bit more conservative with how much you put on, this looks really beautiful on the skin. So wow, that is everything. That was such a long video. I honestly love filming these, but I also dread them because they take so long. Like, this might be a 35 to 40 minute video, and I'm so sorry once again for such a long video, but hopefully you guys understand and bear with me. I did want to mention I will be doing 12 days of Vlogmas, so please stay tuned for that. That is going to be daily uploads from December 12th to December 24th. Possibly, hopefully, a bonus upload for Christmas Day, December 25th. I apologize so much if you do not celebrate the Christmas holiday. I completely understand that. And I don't think my content will be like super, super geared towards Christmas. However, I will have a Christmas background. Obviously, I might be mentioning the holidays or Christmas. So I do apologize if you don't celebrate. I understand completely if you do not wish to, you know, consume content during this time, what have you, but hopefully you can still enjoy the season nonetheless. Even if you don't celebrate, hopefully you can still enjoy it, or, you know, get to see family, enjoy your time off at work or what have you, right? But anyways, let me know, what are your top 3 in every category, or name your favorite foundations or favorite blushes. Really, blushes, I would love to hear. But if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. I greatly, greatly appreciate all of the comments, all of the thumbs up. It really does help my channel, so please continue to do that for me. And I would love for you to subscribe as well. I would love to have you join my YouTube channel family here. And thank you so much for watching. We'll go ahead and see you in our next, or in my next video. Bye.